The first exit. Where is the first exit? Time moves on as you travel. No matter where you step, there isn't a way to come back from where you've been. Your choices are your choices, and what has been done has been written into the tapestry of reality. And while some can look ahead and see what the tapestry looks like before it's woven, there's even a few who are able to influence the final outcome to some degree, to adjust the smallest threads of fate to bring out a whole new picture, which is always a great cost and sacrifice. Plus, let's not forget that the past is just as viewable. To see what has occurred is to learn the history and the lessons those situations have imparted, the wisdom to not make the same errors in the future. But there is a rule, one of the rules that has yet to be broken, tampered, or even bent. The past cannot be changed. What has happened has been embedded in reality and is locked into permanence. It is a truth that has driven many grieving souls to madness, something that in its surge to defy has caused untold damage and loss of life. This is because people cannot accept that rule, a universal constant that cannot be bent. But they try, searching every corner of the earth, seeking the most dangerous places to find that one creature or item that can let a person go back in time. And for the most part, there hasn't been one success, just tragedy. The first exit is one of those tragedies. From all appearances, it is a way to go break that one rule, a way to go back in the seeker's timeline and change their past. This route is located in Ohio, a small stretch of road that, if driven in the right way, will seemingly push a person back at any time in their life, letting them relive and change their personal histories for the better. To do this, they must first travel a certain route, Route 42. On arrival, a person has to be driving a diesel car. They turn to a specific AM radio station and finally set their watch to the time they wish to visit. And when all that is set up, they'll drive on the opposite side of the road as fast as they can push their car. As they do so, the radio will play a song significant to that person's life, and it'll get louder and louder. The weather will change, starting to heavily rain with large chunks of hail. This hail will appear no matter the time of year. Finally, as the car is on the verge of crashing, a lightning strike. What it does do, it shuffles their mind into an alternative reality where the events that the user wanted to change are currently happening in the present, to a dimension where things line up exactly like they were going to happen, only it's now instead of the past. The person who had their mind moved will take the place of that dimension's native self, destroying that person's mind in the process and replacing them. There's no undoing this action. And then, that person does whatever they need to do to change the series of events that made them want to go back in time in the first place. It's pretty much leaving this reality for another, not really changing your own personal history, but stealing the life of another who may have had the chance to do things different, stealing their choices in the process. Probably one of the most evil things a person can do, which is why there's always a consequence for messing with reality. And that consequence is named the hitchhiker, a group of creatures that live in multiple realities at once, able to see, live, and interact across them like a normal person would. And for the most part, they don't look or act any different from other humans. And using Route 42 to hop realities sends a quantum shockwave that is pretty much like the equivalent of kicking the hitchhiker in the balls with a steel toe boot. Making it mad is an understatement. Murderously enraged is a more accurate statement. And it can track the ripples caused by the shockwave that is dimensional travel. So it does, looking for the person or the thing that injured it so much. The hitchhiker can tell with its senses what belongs in which reality and what doesn't. Whoever uses Route 42 lights up brighter than a road flare to them. So the hitchhiker, tracking down that signal, will find that person who stole another's life, and they will pull out a gun to shoot them dead. And it's not an ordinary gun. It's a gun that will injure whatever the hitchhiker hits across all realities that the hitchhiker exists in. So not just killing one version of the traveler at the same time, but could be up to at least 20 different versions, suddenly dropping dead with a bullet in the eye. To counteract the shockwave that tore the borders between reality asunder. Once dead and the headache erased, the hitchhiker will change their form and continue their existence across multiple realities until the next time someone uses the first exit.